Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Upon royal orders of His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Sayyid Haytham bin Tariq Al Said takes part in the inauguration of the new premises of Oxford Centre for Islamic Studies in the United Kingdom. The Duqm port at the third logistic forum unveils that the construction of the second berth for liquid materials nears its completion. The fourth annual leadership conference is convened in Muscat. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Excellency Mahmoud Abbas, President of the State of Palestine and Chairman of the Executive Committee for Palestine Liberation Organization, arrived this evening in the country on a two-day visit. He was received on arrival by His Excellency Sheikh Abdul Malik bin Abdullah Al Khalili, Minister of Justice, His Excellency Sayyid Saud bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of State and Governor of Muscat, His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Mohammed Al Saidi, Minister of Legal Affairs, His Excellency Mohammed bin Yusuf Al Zarafi, Under Secretary of the Foreign Ministry for Administrative and Financial Affairs, His Excellency Ambassador Mohammed bin Awad Al Hassan, in charge of the Office of the Under-Secretary of the Foreign Ministry for Diplomatic Affairs, His Excellency Ambassador Nasser bin Mohammed Al Busaidi, Head of Protocol Department at the Foreign Ministry, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Abbas Ramadan, Ambassador of the State of Palestine to the Sultanate, and a number of embassy staff. His Excellency the Palestinian President is being accompanied during his visit by His Excellency Dr. Ziad Abu Amr, the Deputy Prime Minister, His Excellency Dr. Riyad Al-Maliki, the Foreign Minister, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Al-Habbash, Advisor of the President for Religious Affairs and Chief Judge, His Excellency Nabil Abu Rudaina, Spokesman of the Presidency, His Excellency Majdi Al-Khalidi, Diplomatic Advisor of His Excellency the President, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Ramadan, Ambassador of the State of Palestine, accredited to the Sultanate, and a number of officials. Upon royal orders of His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Sayyid Haytham bin Tariq Al Said took part in the inauguration of the new premises of Oxford Centre for Islamic Studies in the United Kingdom. More details in the following report.
The Sultanate joined world countries in the inauguration of the new premises of Oxford Centre for Islamic Studies in the United Kingdom. His Highness Sayyid Haytham bin Tariq Al Said took part in the inauguration upon royal orders, besides other personalities, namely Prince Charles, heir apparent of the United Kingdom, and representatives of Arab and Islamic countries around the world, who contributed in the establishment of this centre, which will introduce to the West aspects of the Islamic culture and civilization and place contemporary Muslim societies in their global context. In a speech, Prince Charles said the success of this centre since its inception did not come as a coincidence, but came in great concerted efforts to reconstruct the House of Islamic Studies in Oxford. The Sultanate supported the establishment of the centre and the construction of the dining room with a classic Omani design, along with other countries such as Britain, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, State of Kuwait, United Arab Emirates, Malaysia, Morocco, and Yemen, in an emphasis of pluralism and openness to Islamic culture in United Kingdom. The centre was founded in 1985 as an independent recognized centre by Oxford University, the oldest university in Britain. And in 2012, the centre became the first institution specialized in the Islamic studies, which obtained the British Royal Charter and is nowadays a symbol to promote understanding and constructive dialogue among traditions and cultures.
The third logistic forum of Duqm Port unveiled that the construction of the second berth of liquid materials at the port is near completion. During the forum, the companies operating in Duqm area offered the privileges available to investors and the government plans to expand logistics sector to serve the region's projects. The pier will be 7 million meters long and 18 meters deep and will contain one of the largest wharfs in the region dedicated to liquid materials. Work papers of the forum touched upon the potential to provide by the logistic area's future of the Omani Chinese industrial city to support industry, views of oil and gas cooperates on providing energy and customs system facilities currently applied in the region.
The Port of Duqm is organizing every year a conference to inform all our stakeholders of the evolution of the Port of Duqm. I think it is very important because as we are the new port in Oman, we are evolving extremely fast, and this evolution sometimes is not known by the big public. So this type of event allows us to reach broader than the people who are talking in general, to show the evolution of the port, what have been achieved in the last months, but also what are the next steps that we are moving towards. So for us it's very important to do that. In addition to that, why we're doing that and what's the potential of return on this seminar is because most of these people, when they discover where we are, when they discover all the potential of the Port of Duqm and what we are developing in the port, they can then start to plan their new investment, whether it is in manufacturing, whether it is using the port for their logistics. All these things requires planning in advance. It's only when they have the information and they get contact with us that they can develop these plans for the future.
To promote Omani goods, transport passengers and pave the way for entering in some main United Nations agreements, Oman Global Logistics Group signed a memorandum of understanding with International Land Transport Union. It also came to facilitate trade, conduct joint studies and provide technical support through organizing workshops and training programs on transport safety and efficient performance. It enabled the Omani Global Logistics Group to activate marketing and telecommunication activities with public and private sectors and facilitate cross-border trade with the region and some countries in Asia. The Memorandum of Understanding is part of a comprehensive plan to implement the national strategy for logistics. The Sultanate has joined global efforts to combat drugs by celebrating the World Day Against Drugs and Psychotropic Substances. As part of the drive, the Royal Oman Police (ROP) has organized a campaign under the tagline, "Drugs are the beginning of the worst end." In 2016, ROP managed to uncover 2,538 drug-related crimes, and the total number of arrested people reached 3,590. According to the Director General of the Department for Combating Drugs and Psychotropic Substances, 2017 has seen a decrease in the number of drug-related crimes through smuggling offences increased by 14%. This is due to the measures adopted to reduce smuggling cases, whether by stricter legal measures such as increasing the penalty to an offence or use of better detection equipment. Meanwhile, there has been an 8% decrease in drug trading crimes, and cases of drug abuse also declined by about 51%. The programs are implemented by qualified staff who provide many awareness lectures, exhibitions and participation in various activities in the Sultanate. The Board of Directors of a Civil Service Employees Pension Fund approved a balanced scorecard to assess the performance of the fund for 2017. The board has also reviewed during its second meeting of the year statistical data for pensioners and subscribers, as the number of reached at the end of the first quarter of the year around 50,000 with monthly pension salaries of more than 21 million Omani riyals. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Omar bin Saeed Al Marhoon, Minister of Civil Service, Deputy Chairman of the Fund Board. In order to develop the work in public and private sector, as to reach highest level of efficiency and productivity, the 4th Annual Leadership Conference convened in Muscat. It reviewed the skills needed to effective leadership and ways to stimulate employees and empower women in workplace. The conference included practical training through 4 sessions, the importance of encouraging employees to develop their personal leadership skills to be an effective leader in their establishments. A number of experts in the field of human resources development from inside and outside the Sultanate participated in the conference. Still to come in our news bulletin. The residents of the Iraqi city of Mosul are forced to drink water from a polluted river for months. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Activating the role of education and inquiring its outcomes, leadership skills in public and private educational institutions were the center of discussion in a seminar organized under the theme Education Smart Opportunities. The event was organized by ITHRA. It aimed to stress the importance of investment in education to develop human resources. The event also dealt with topics such as ways to qualify Oman cadets for high-ranking posts and prepare them for changeable labor market requirements. The participants stressed the need to teach leadership skills as part of curricula in higher education institutions.
We had a very rich discussion today about education in Oman, both the general education and higher education. There are initiatives that are taking place in the public sector and in the private sector to improve teaching, to improve teachers, curricula, and the aim, of course, is to improve students. This process will take time to give results. Some results are starting to trickle in as initiatives have been in place for a couple of years. But we'll need to be a little patient. The outlook, in my opinion, is very positive. We are going to see improvements in the educational system in Oman. This is a significant investment for the country. Investing in the youth is indeed investing in the future of the country.
I think today's session was extremely interesting. There was a debate between whether the new generation of millennials are ready to handle new positions, new leadership positions. I think the varying opinions amongst the audience and speakers enriched the session. And for me, it was personally interesting to hear about the initiatives that are happening within the sector of education and learning about the new investment opportunities within the education sector here in Oman. So it was quite enriching, yeah.
The Sultanate joins the world in celebrating International Museum Day. This year's theme of the celebration is museums and cultural landscapes. The idea behind the theme is to enhance museums as territorial centers involved in actively protecting the cultural landscape. Oman has always been on the forefront of this theme. Oman's museums are also part of the growing number of museums worldwide, which celebrate their role in enriching society and supporting intellectual dialogue across the world. Museums are an important means of cultural exchange, enrichment of cultures, and development of mutual understanding, cooperation, and peace among people. Participation in the International Museum Day is growing among museums all over the world. In 2016, more than 35,000 museums participated in the event in some 145 countries. The objective of International Museum Day is to raise awareness of the fact that museums are an important means of cultural exchange, enrichment of cultures, and development of mutual understanding, cooperation, and peace among people. A ceremony was held by Dar al-Ata Association to mark the 15th anniversary of its establishment. The charitable organization conducted during these years a number of initiatives in the field of family care and other charitable campaigns which aim to empower Omani women in the field of home-made industries. The ceremony was presided over by His Highness Sayyid Taimur bin Asad Al Saeed. A ceremony was held by Iraq forces at the Royal Army of Oman for the graduation of a new batch of recruits. They performed a military parade with a regular march and weapon movement. Then the chief guest, Major General Matar bin Salim al-Balushi, commander of the Royal Army of Oman, distributed appreciation prizes to the toppers of the graduating batch who excelled in various training activities. At the end of the ceremony, the graduates performed allegiance oath and loyalty call. With the participation of more than 600 experts and decision makers from the Arab world and Germany in the field of business and politics, the 20th Arab-German Business Forum was held in the German capital Berlin. The forum was hosted by the Federal Republic of Germany and organized by the German Arab Chambers of Commerce and Industry. A delegation of Omani officials and businessmen were led by His Excellency, the Chairman of the Special Economic Zone Authority in Ad-Duqm, CZAD, and His Excellency, the Chairman of Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry. On behalf of the Sultan's government, His Excellency, the Chairman of CZAD, stressed that the 20th Arab-German Economic Forum is particularly important in promoting the Arab-German economic relations, especially in the growth of investment and trade during the last decade. The forum also discussed many topics that concern the development of economic relations between the Arab countries and Germany. In the battle in northern Iraq, the residents walked down the hill with a dirty plastic jerrycan to fetch water from the river, as many villages have no drinking water. More details in the following report.
Each day, 5-year-old Rukaya fetches water from this stream. For more than 7 months, Iraqi forces have been fighting the Islamic State group in Mosul. As a result, her nearby village has no drinking water. So residents have to make do with the polluted river.
Some people drink it. No one has died, but people have been poisoned or have fainted. All of this because of the water here.
In this village, there isn't even gas or electricity to boil the water, and fetching it is difficult. Civilians are forbidden from using the road, which also leads to the front line. The local water treatment plant has been destroyed, a huge challenge for the nearly 70 families who returned to the village since it was retaken by Iraqi forces.
Yes, we're in the water treatment plant and they bombed it. It's destroyed. All the pumps, the filter system and the sedimentation basins have been destroyed. Now the water goes directly from the river to the reservoirs and onto the city.
Nearby, these trucks collect water from the river every day and deliver it to the camps for displaced people.
We come here in the morning, we fill up the trucks and we leave. We fill the reservoirs in the camps, and some trucks also go to hospitals.
NGOs say they're doing what they can to ensure their overcrowded camps have access to drinking water, especially with the fast approaching, scorching summer heat.
Now for the general weather forecast. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Upon royal orders of His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Sayyid Haytham bin Tariq Al Saeed takes part in the inauguration of the new premises of Oxford Centre for Islamic Studies in the United Kingdom. The Duqm port at the 3rd Logistic Forum unveils that the construction of the second berth for liquid materials nears its completion. The 4th Annual Leadership Conference is convened in Moscow. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night.